Hello, and welcome back to the Power of Manifestation. My name is Andrea Miller, and I am so happy and honestly, genuinely so grateful to be hosting this session called The Wealth Awakening, from ego-driven to soul-led professional and personal success. In this revelatory session, my guest, Danny Morel, shares his radical journey from chasing ego-driven success to embodying a soul-led path of prosperity, purpose, peace, and genuine joy and fulfillment. Drawing from his own transformation from modesty and even impoverishment to a high-achieving real estate mogul to a spiritually aligned, incredible teacher, Danny explores how true wealth is not earned through hustle, but awakened through inner stillness, energetic alignment, and divine trust. This conversation was so energizing to me, you guys. It is an absolute wake-up call, really for everybody, but especially those of us who are really driven by ego and needing to prove ourselves. High performers, entrepreneurs, leaders, passionately driven creators, artists, and seekers, folks who are just feeling that need to put ourselves out there in the biggest way to prove ourselves. For anybody who's ready to break free from stress, scarcity, and status obsession in our careers and our lives, and instead step into a fulfilling, abundant, and soul-honoring way of living, creating, contributing, and receiving through our work and through our lives, this energizing, totally motivating session is for you. All right, let's get into it. So let me introduce my amazing guest, Danny Morel. But before I do, remember to grab your Power of Manifestation handbook. If you haven't already, it's available immediately for download at powerofmanifestation.com. Guys, you're going to want to take a lot of notes in this energizing session. There are a lot of great takeaways. So make sure you have that. If you don't have it, no biggie. Just do have a notebook next to you so you can remember all of the actions you're going to take, because this whole event is about, yes, listening and learning, but ultimately it is about taking aligned action. Danny Morel is a spiritual teacher and founder of Awaken Your Highest Self, one of the fastest growing spiritual events in the world. He also hosts the Higher Self podcast, which reached #1 in its category within 6 months. After building a $1 billion, that's billion with a B, real estate business and losing his mother, Danny experienced profound spiritual awakening. Today, he helps people around the world heal, awaken, and live from their hearts. And I have to say, he is one of my very favorite people to follow on social media, along with nearly 4 million other people who feel so inspired and energized by Danny. Thank you so much for being in our summit. This is awesome.
I'm glad to be here. And I don't know if everyone feels inspired and energized. Some people I kind of rub the wrong way, but that's okay. That's okay.
But that's actually kind of the point a lot of times, right? People get activated when it gets a little too close, right? They want to be in denial and not want to be, but they're in denial and defense. And then somebody speaks truth to them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the role of the masculine is to protect the heart. The heart is the feminine. And so when there is any sort of wounding or distortion or story that has been created where, the things that I speak of, which are connection to the divine, reconnection to your feminine, leaving victim energy, understanding that we are the creator of our life, realizing that God and us are one. There is no separation, and there's no separation between you and I, masculine and feminine dynamics. Like I just talk about a lot of things that today's society is having a little bit of a hard time with. And naturally, it's going to ruffle some feathers, but that's okay.
I think you kind of relish in that a little bit. So what I'd love to...
I used to. But the more and more that I'm in my heart, the less and less I just understand it now. Because I understand where I was in the same place. Sure. And the more that we return to our heart, we really start to have compassion for each other because we are all just a representation of each other. So,
well, totally. And I have to comment on that. I bet if there was a way to graph people's feelings toward you as you feel more compassion and delight less in their, being tweaked and just continue to speak with so much sincerity, I bet that's causing people, if you were to see it on a graph and it was color coded, I bet you would see that it's more, you're being influential in the right way. You know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like it's like kind of like the law of vibration. Like when any of our vibration is positive and loving and pure intention, even if people don't like it, they recognize truth. And that's, we're going to be, and the ego is out of it, right? Which to me is like so key to what we're talking about today. And we'll get into that. But what I'd love to do, Danny, you've got such a compelling story from such modest beginnings and heartbreak and abandonment. And I can feel it even as I say those words, to mega success in corporate America as a self-starting billionaire, billion-dollar real estate empire, to something totally different. Will you just take a few minutes and ground us in that? Because you are completely living what you're advocating for, I think, right? And what this whole session is about, right? This whole business of achieving wealth and success personally and professionally from the heart, right?
Let's go into it.
So I'd love for you to kick us off with your story, please.
Everything starts at birth. Quite frankly, everything starts before birth, where we select our mother and father. When we're up and we are in oneness with God, we look down, and based off of our soul's journey and the requirements of that journey, we look down and we pick a mother and a father. And I've seen in journeys that it actually even happens when we are one with our mother and father up above, and they decide to come down before us. It's all perfectly orchestrated, right? That's really difficult for people to accept at times, because I've dealt with a lot of people who we've helped heal from sexual trauma at the hands of their mother and father. So, and yet everything is perfect. Everything is in perfect alignment, and everything is based off of what our soul is here to experience, so that we can become the highest version of ourselves and then help other human beings to do the same thing. So for me, I selected a father whose father disowned him at birth. So he was deeply disconnected from his masculine energy, his leadership, his guidance. It was non-existent. And I selected a mother whose mother died at 13 days of being born. So she never knew motherly love. So those energies came into me as, some really wounded and distorted masculine energy, and really wounded and distorted feminine energy. And at 13, my parents divorced. And what I realized in deep journey one day is that and I'm about to say this, I know 50% of us have been through a divorce, so have I. When we divorce, our children's masculine and feminine energy splits. And I remember feeling that, thinking about my 3 boys, thinking, oh my God, like I did the same thing to them that my mother and father did to me, whatever. And then I realized, and they chose you the same way you chose your parents.
So you were a product of divorce, and then fast forward however many decades, you went through it sounds like an extremely painful divorce.
Yeah, well, I went through a divorce. I was at the height of my career. I was doing $1 billion in annual sales. Revenue-wise, that was about 40 million a year. But the amount of sales we were doing is about $1 billion a year. And then my mom passes away. And, I was just that guy. I was just the typical Latin asshole. Ego-driven. Like, you want to meet an egomaniac? Meet a Hispanic with a little money.
Keeping it real here.
I'm just going to be honest with you, because think about this. Through separation, we are all separated here in the 3D world. We're separated by race. We're separated by economic class. We're separated by country. So true spirituality is transcending that separation and realizing that we're all one. Well, when you are told, like I was told, that you're a minority, think about that. Think about that. Like, that's part of the journey. Part of the journey of you moving past that story. For me, in the distorted version of myself, in the wounded version of myself, I'm going to prove to the world that I'm not less than anyone. And then you start making money from that energy, and you start buying a whole bunch of shit from that energy, and you don't even realize that you became successful from a wound. And let me tell you something, Andrea, that this is 90% of humanity right now. They're making money and they're successful. And this is most of our influencers as well. You could see it, you could feel it in them. And yet, deep inside, what's driving them is a pain that they experience as a little boy or as a little girl, and they're completely unconscious of it. I don't say that to be mean or anything. I just say that because
it's true. You don't know. You don't know what you don't know. Right. And 95% of what's running the show in our beings is our unconscious minds.
That's absolutely correct. Well, when my mom died, I just started asking myself some pretty deep questions, like, are you happy? Are you in love? Do you know what you want? Like, what are you doing this all for? And I realized, listen to this. This is important for your listeners to understand. I realized that I had constructed this perfect life, the perfect business, the perfect wife, the perfect kids, the perfect money, the perfect house, the perfect car, the perfect watch, the perfect clothes, the perfect suit, the perfect briefcase, the perfect everything on the outside. And deep inside of myself, I was deeply, deeply wounded, unhappy, and miserable, quite frankly.
And honestly, I'm just going to quickly chime in. I personally relate. Listen, I haven't created $1 billion real estate empire yet. I don't see that on the trajectory, but I describe myself as a recovering workaholic and achievement addict. And for those very things that you described, that needing to prove myself, that needing to achieve, to be loved, to be enough, to feel important, and unwinding that has brought me to my knees and set me frickin' free, like the best way, right? And so it's such a great story that you've had, or that you've lived, and your willingness to go within and go to those dark places and choose differently is, I'm going to speak to the audience, guys. This, you can do it too. Danny, go ahead though. You got a point.
That's the key. Okay, remember what I said at the beginning is that the masculine's purpose is to protect the feminine, right? So if you think about this from the perspective of a man and a woman, this is why men go to war. Men go to war, men will die to protect the woman, to protect the family. Or within yourself, you will go to war and you will stop at nothing to protect your own heart. And that's why we avoid going into the depths of the very things that are causing us the most amount of pain and the most amount of unconscious trauma, because we're avoiding it because we don't want to feel what we once felt as a little boy and as a little girl. And I'm here to tell humanity and the world that that's actually where you find everything you've ever wanted in life is just on the other side of fear.
And it's what we resist.
That's right, because it's scary. And all I did is I just decided I was going to do the opposite. I decided whatever I'm afraid of, even death, I'm going to face it. I'm going to go into it. And that's why I can sit here today and like anything that you hear from us on social media, for example, it's not because I read a book. It's not because someone taught me. It's because I lived it. I went deep into the path of healing and facing anything I've ever been afraid of. And that's why I am who I am today.
Yeah. I mean, you set yourself free.
That's right.
Brilliantly. And I mean, it's so remarkable to see, having gone from, again, modest beginnings to having all that success, financial success. But let me ask you this. You were, like you said, you had the watch, all the trappings, fancy cars, beautiful house, all the stuff. Do you feel like, because you achieved all those things, do you feel like you were able to go within and face that darkness and face your, so-called demons and so forth? Do you think you could have done it without having proven yourself, if you will, commercially and in all those ways that are important for so many people, men and women?
You look at the Amazon and you look at, people who start drinking ayahuasca, for example, from the age of from birth. Yeah, it's available to anybody. You just have to decide that that's what you want. Absolutely. Now, you want to have the means to be able to go away for a week, attend events like Awaken, for example, really go deep into what's going on inside of yourself. And that's where money is important. And the reason why people don't earn more money is because they are in resistance with money, because they think that money is as a result of what they do. Money is just a vibration, and money matches the frequency that you live from. And when you finally start to understand that, then it starts to be less about what you do and more about who you are, right? And I'll give you a perfect example of this. So let's say I'm in real estate. Let's say I'm a real estate salesperson, right? And I'm starting from scratch. I have no money to advertise. I have no money to do anything, right? Well, that's how I started. But in the first year of my business at 18 years old, I made $100,000. Now, how did I do that? And more importantly, I remember my buddy Don, we got our license at the same exact time, and he was twice as old as me. And how did he make 30 grand? I'll tell you how. Don didn't believe in himself, and Don had more limitations and more restrictions around himself and his identity than I did.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah. No, I got you.
Now, watch this. Admittedly, all of that energy and all of that belief came from a wound of not being seen, from a wound of not having money, from the wound of living in the ghetto, from the wound of, you understand? So the beautiful thing is that once I recalibrated and I healed, I started to realize that old wounded me bought all of these things as a mechanism to get your approval of me. And this is where we're living. This is where, we're buying the boobs and the lips and the Botox and the colored hair and the purse and the men, the watches and the custom suits and the cars because we are desperately seeking for each other's approval. Well, real power and real freedom can only come when you no longer need anyone's approval because you found your own. And that's when your life starts to change forever. That's why I can tell you, you can make 10, 11, 12, 15, 20, 50, $100 million, whatever you want, without really lifting a finger, without really working, because it all is now a vibrational match for who you are. And that's where the game changes. And I help people through this process, essentially.
Hit it, get it. Show them, girl.
Here is the burning question for me. Some of us know extremely wealthy people that are living in spiritual poverty, that are living in emotional poverty. And it feels like maybe that's
most.
Right. Okay. Most, right? There are these people that it's like, well, they're making money, but they're still at odds. And then other people, they can't make money.
And then there's Deepak Chopra, for example.
Right.
Or Eckhart Tolle, who it appears, these are really spiritually grounded people that are multi-millionaires. I'll explain it to you. You ready?
Okay. Yeah. Tell me.
All of life is energy. And on the absolute lowest frequency, the lowest energy is guilt and shame. Okay? Those are the two lowest frequencies. When you live in those frequencies, you will take zero action. Zero. Because you feel worthless of actually being alive, quite frankly. It's the closest that you can get to death. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
Okay, now, just above that is the energy of desire. The energy of desire says, I want something. I need to prove something. I want to become someone. I want to be seen. I want to be known. I want to be famous. I want to prove it to my parents that I can make it happen. This is the energy of desire, right? I'll never be hurt again. I will never lose my house again. I will never let anyone take advantage of me again. And then there's pride. And then there's anger.
Mm-hmm.
And all of these energies are vibrating at very low levels. But you could make a lot of money in that.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
You could be a multi-billionaire from these lower energies. Well, all of these lower energies are called you living through force.
Okay.
Okay? Now, here we go. This is where most of society is living in right now. For the beautiful woman who thinks she wants to be a boss babe, she doesn't want to be a boss babe. She wants to never be hurt by a man again. And as a result, she is going to become the man. The problem with that, how can you ever attract a man if you are the man? Yeah? What she really wants is to be safe. What she really wants is to be protected. What she really wants is to live out her life's passion. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
But there's a distorted energy called desire, right? Look at the distortion. The desire of not wanting to be hurt, the desire of wanting to be seen, it's the same thing that I was living in.
Right.
What changes everything is the energy of courage. Courage is the bridge that you step over to go from fear into love, from force into power. And when you start going through life through the energy of courage, the courage that I utilize to face my deepest fears, then all of that guilt and that shame and that desire and that all of that negative energy, it starts to cease to exist from you. And then the real, beautiful, authentic, abundant you starts to come online. And that's when life gets effortless. You want to attract a dream partner? Piece of cake. You want to make $1 million a year? Piece of cake. Now you understand why I'm so passionate about this work.
Well, completely. What I'd love to do, there is a really compelling Instagram where you're walking a woman through talking to her heart. And it's just awesome. This is one of my all-time favorite reels, literally all-time ever. It's so powerful. Oh my gosh. I want you to do this exercise with me. Danny is talking to me. He is talking to you right now.
Want to heal?
Yes.
What do you want to heal?
My heart.
Okay. All you have to do is you close your eyes. Say this right now. Close your eyes and just say, God, I am ready to heal my heart.
I'm ready to heal my heart.
Bring to me
exactly
what I need
to
heal it. The people, the circumstances, the opportunities, everything. I am ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready to go into it.
I'm ready to go into it.
I'm ready to stop avoiding it.
I'm ready to stop avoiding it.
I'm ready to heal my heart.
I'm ready to heal my heart.
And discover who I really am.
And discover who I really am.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Listen to me. That is how powerful we are. That's all you have to do. Talk to God. I didn't say pray. I didn't say ask. I didn't say hope. Please, can you please? No.
Mm-hmm.
Speak. You and the Creator are one. You are the Creator. You are the Savior that you have been waiting for your entire time. Speak it into existence and watch it start happening.
Oh my God. You can see I'm getting emotional watching that.
Why?
Oh, it's true.
What about it resonates the most with you?
Being a woman who had all that masculine energy protecting my heart, and the combination of being given permission to trust my heart, and that it's all that power, authentic power, right? It's all inside of me, and it's like, wow. That's amazing. And so I feel emotional, both in a way that's sad and heavy for missing that, and having so much hurt and heartache in my life for so many years. And then I cry tears of joy and emotional overwhelm in the best way, in a big F yeah.
The reason why that clip resonated the most with people, it's because it addresses our deepest fear and also shows us a glimpse of how powerful we actually are. In the 3D world, religion and the powers that be have taught us that we are separate from the divine, that you have to go to a church and you have to hear someone else and you have to have them teach you about God. And what that clip essentially said was, you don't need anyone. As a matter of fact, if there is anyone in between you and God, then you have not reached God just yet. Not making it wrong. I'm saying there's another level. Because what Jesus came to teach us was that we are one with the divine. He didn't come to be a God above us. He came to be a mirror for us. He came to be the blueprint for us. He came to show us who we are. He came to show us that we could even do greater things than even he did. And the religion and the same energy, by the way, that created COVID, the same energy that killed JFK, the same energy that has lied to us about everything that we're now seeing is like coming to light, is the same energy that got his story, distorted it, and made human beings for thousands of years wait for him to come back. The obvious is people are dying every day and he ain't coming back because he was never supposed to come back. He was supposed to show you that you and he are one, and that you and the divine are one, and that anything that he did and could do, you could do as well. And that's our deepest fear. That's our deepest fear. And if you listen to what I told you prior to this, what did I say? Once you passed fear through courage and face everything you've ever wanted, connect the dots. Everything is on the other side of fear. And what did I say? Once you leave force and enter power, your real power, what did I say? You want a partner, a dream partner? Piece of cake. You want $1 million a year? Piece of cake. Our deepest fear is how powerful we actually are and how limitless we actually are.
Which is such a head fake. You know what I mean? And I believe it, but it's like, it's not obvious why we're afraid of our own power. Why do you think that is?
Well, the entire life is designed that way. Life is designed that way. And think about how beautiful it is, Andrea. So watch this. You're born, and you're born to a mother and father. When you are in your mother's womb, are you in darkness or are you in light?
Oh my God!
There's no light in the womb.
Oh.
So you're in darkness.
I'm like I'm a glorious being of the Creator. So I'm in light, but physically I'm in darkness. Okay,
physically,
I got
you're
you.
in darkness, right? You can't see nothing. It's dark in there. You're cozy. All of your needs are met, right? That's why the feminine is the dark.
Interesting.
When you go sit with ayahuasca, for example, you do it at night because it makes you face yourself. The feminine is the connection to self. The mother is the connection to the relationship that you have with yourself. The relationship you had with your mother is the relationship that you have with yourself. Then you are born and you leave the darkness. And what do you see? The light.
Yep.
And you have your first unconscious, what the fuck moment. And that's when fear enters you. Yes or yes?
Oh, interesting. Yeah. And then you're crying. Get
right.
smacked on the butt.
And if you don't cry, the doctors will make you cry.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
make you feel fear, right? Then you enter life, and life is duality. Yin, yang, beginning, end, masculine, feminine, up, down. With it, the powers that be have created power structures to cause you to feel separate than your highest self. You start to experience them with your mother and father. As a little child, how many of you out there wanted something or felt something or knew that something was wrong? And just because you were a child, your parents didn't trust you. That's when bypassing began.
Right.
So you learned as a child that your needs and your voice wasn't important. Then you go to school. You go to school, and what happens? Now you're listening to a teacher.
Yeah.
What happens if the teacher is going through a divorce? What happens if the teacher is on menopause? What happens if the teacher is a drug addict? What happens if the teacher is a crackhead?
Yeah.
What happens if the teacher is an alcoholic? What happens if you don't know this stuff? You don't know the real life issues that the teacher could be going through life. And then all of those issues impact you as well. What if you're not the teacher's favorite? What if the teacher's mean to you? What if you're reflecting back to the teacher something that is deeply held within them that they're unconscious of? You understand what I'm telling you?
Yeah. Totally.
And then you go into college and you go into society and you are told that the government is over you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, and then if you're religious, then it's, that's a whole other set of
That's all. Then the religious
messages.
tells you can't have sex before marriage. You want to talk about that one? Of course they do, because I'm going to go there, because sex is the point of creation. Sex is
totally.
the very thing that creates human life. So if an outside force, an entity, can dictate what you do with the most creative power of your life, guess what? They control your life when they control the greatest power in your life.
Yeah.
So it's perfect, Andrea. I'm not making it, all of it is perfect, because remember, there's up, there's down, there's yin, yang, there's positive, there's negative, there's dark, there's light. How will you ever reconnect to your heart and appreciate it and want it if you first don't feel what it feels like to be separate?
Well, that is the polarity, right? I mean, and I'm totally down with that. This whole business of you receive or inherit a set of circumstances, and then you get to decide.
And I need you now, tonight. I fucking need you more than ever.
I totally subscribe and have even experienced a lot of what you're saying as far as going from that place of lack and scarcity and desire and all those lower vibe frequencies, and had a lot of external success, but still wasn't especially happy, right? Did okay. For our audience watching and listening, what is the number one thing or two or three things that you did? I get the mindset.
You're not going to like this.
Hit me.
It's not mindset. So listen.
Okay.
Mindset is masculine. Mindset is the issue. The issue is that we think it's mindset. Does masculine do or receive? Tell me.
It does.
It does, right?
Pushing.
So,
yep.
Right, that's right. Feminine receives. Just look at sex. Masculine enters and gives. Feminine opens and receives, right? Okay. Well, when we think the answer is mindset, what we are unconsciously saying is, what do I have to do to get to this life? And I'm telling you, it's the opposite. I'm telling you, it's what do you have to heal? What do you have to release? What do you have to let go of? What do you have to face in the darkness within yourself that is blocking you from what you already are? In other words, there is nothing to do. There's nothing to get. There's nothing to strive for. There's nothing to manifest. There's no law of attraction. There's none of that shit. You are the very fucking thing that you're looking for. It's just buried under so much pain and distortion and self-doubt and self-worry that the thing you have to do is ask yourself the question, where did the self-doubt show up? Where did the worry show up? Where did the disconnection show up? What happened when I was a little boy? What happened when I was a little girl? How did my mother look at me? How did my father look at me? Did I receive love in its purest form? Was my voice valued?
Yeah.
Right? Was I free to be myself? Now we're getting deep. Now we're getting deep. Was I allowed to try? Or was I smacked in the face because I turned around one day and dropped the Kool-Aid on the white rug without even realizing that the Kool-Aid was there? Do you understand what I'm telling you?
I get it.
And all of these things as a little child, picture, do you have a little child in your life right now?
My boys are 12 and 15.
Okay, picture your boy when he was 3.
Yeah.
Picture him when he was 1. Brand new to life, like this.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, as parents, it's natural. We have a bad day. We have a bad moment with it. We're dealing with our own shit. And it's been passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation. This is why I created Awaken Your Highest Self.
Mm-hmm.
Is because it's actually the pathway to the abundance you seek is to let go of the mind. When you let go of the mind, you can connect and have a spiritual experience. And that's when the angels and your ancestors come and speak to you and remove parts from you. And you start to understand all of your life in a deeper way. And you go on and you go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Here's what I guarantee you. You may not want what you think you want. Because what you think you want it because the world tells you want it and need it. And that wounded part of you tells you want it and need it. And that's when Pandora's box really opens.
Oh my God. So much to unpack there.
Andrea, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, please.
Do you know how many women I've spoken to? And the conversation goes like this. Okay, Danny, I'm ready. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. If you tell me, I will do whatever it takes. But I want to make $1 million a year, and I want to create an empire, and I want to, and I'm just like this. Then I go, okay, let's get to work. Question number 1, why not 750?
Yeah.
Why not 900,000? Why not 500,000? Why $1 million?
Yeah.
Tell me. No one has a fucking clue.
Uh-huh.
It's some destination that the ego has decided that once I get there, I will be happy.
Right.
And then what happens when you get there? Once I get there, I will be happy. And once I get there, happiness is not outside of you. It's within you. You want to take it deeper? Question number 2.
Let's go.
I'll ask them, could you ever see yourself not working? Yeah, what if you meet a great man? What if you meet a great man that is willing to provide everything for you? But no. See now, all of the unconscious programming starts to show up.
Yeah.
The thing that is actually creating the desire to go out, right? And I asked them this final question. Could you ever allow yourself to not have to work and be fully provided for? And women are literally like, fuck that. Nope, not going to do it. Nope, can't do that. And then I'm like, why? Because if you were to ask me, Andrea, ask me right now, could you never work a day in your life and have money just show up for you? Ask me.
Oh, could you ever not work a day in your life and if money just showed up for you?
Fuck yes.
Yeah, but you don't need the money and you still keep doing it. I'm quite sure you can live comfortably without working anymore. You do it because you love it.
I know, but that's the feminine. Do you understand?
Exactly. Yes.
And the only
getting
way
it.
to return to the feminine is to move past and go deep and uncover. It's like me saying 6 years ago, I used to say something like, man, I want to help people. You didn't want to fucking help people. You wanted people to like you because deep inside of yourself, you were wounded and you needed their validation and you wanted to be the big guy on the stage. Shut up.
I love it. Keeping it real, Danny.
So what I'm telling you is this, is that what your heart secretly desires, it's already there for you. The question is, you're going to go about it one of two ways. Number one, you're going to do what every human out there does, and you're going to stay in the mind and in doing. No problem. But at what cost? Will your relationship be complete? What level of stress will you have? And how will that impact your health, your body, and how long you live? This is serious shit here.
Yeah.
Or, number two, if you go inward and heal, you remove all the distortion, you discover who you actually are, and then from there, decide what you want, it's game over. And I guarantee you'll have beautiful love, passionate sex, a beautiful life. You'll have greater health. You'll have what very few humans on planet Earth have. You'll have it all.
Well, amen. I mean, big hugs and high fives. I mean, I feel so energized and genuinely activated in the best way by that. And I mean, honestly, going back to what we were talking about a few minutes ago, this whole business of courage, it's like, do you have the effing courage to go into fear? And do you have the effing courage to actually receive it all? And is it coming? And your point, I think, is the most important one. The masculine and the ego seem to really be what's linked here versus more of that feminine energy, that receiving and being without having to do and prove.
Can I tell you what changed my life?
Yes. Oh my God, you're holding out on me. Tell me.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you the moment. And this is going to bring it all together, because when I say everything's on the other side of fear and you have to go through courage, it's because I lived it. Watch this.
Dude, I know it.
I was I was 13 years married. I knew deep inside of my heart, the day I married my wife, I knew deep inside of my heart that I wasn't happy. Why did I marry her? Because my mother's mother didn't know how to show her love. My mother didn't know how to show me love. Therefore, I was looking for love outside of myself. I was looking for love in a woman.
Yeah.
And 13 years in, I'm starting to realize, like, this is not me. I was not happy, and started the process of going through a divorce. We were highly religious back then. And because I made so much money and I tithed so much money, I got to meet the head pastor, not the associate pastor, the head, right? So the pastor, God bless him, at that point, I'm so in my head and I'm so in fear. I'm literally like, I think the devil's inside of me. Like, I know I shouldn't want a divorce. No, true story. I don't want to be a sinner. So please take this away from me. Please. Like, I want to stay with her, but I don't want to stay with her. I thought I was going crazy. Because I was such under the control of the church that I didn't know who I was.
Oh, frick.
And that's why the sitting there next to me is basically like she wore the pants, by the way. Basically like, yeah, pastor, tell me. So then the pastor was like literally flipping through the Bible, and the pastor's like, all right, Matthew chapter, blah, blah, verse, blah, blah, blah. You can't get married because it says this. And then I just started to ask questions. I wasn't trying to be defiant. On the contrary, I was trying to be convinced, quite frankly. I didn't want to go to hell. Side note, there's no such thing as hell, by the way. I didn't want to go to hell, right? So I'm sitting there with the pastor and I'm like, yeah, but what about like my heart? What about my heart, right? And then the pastor goes, and he picks another quote, another verse. I forgot what he said. Anyways, he keeps doing this, and I'm just innocently asking, like, Pastor, what if inside of me, like, I don't feel like I could love her the way she like deserves to be loved.
Yeah.
Like, what if I don't feel that? Then he closes the book. He closes the book. And he goes, Danny, I'll tell you what. Listen to this. This actually happened. He says, I'll tell you what. He says, you know all that money you make? I go, yeah. So you know that big house you have? That 7,000 square foot custom Italian villa you built? Yep. Uh-huh. He said, you know all the favor you have in the community? Yeah. He says, you know all the friends you have? And I said, yeah. He says, I'll tell you what. You make this decision to get a divorce and all of God's blessings, you will lose all of God's blessings on your life. Is what he said.
Oh my God.
Now pause and like just really sit with that. Picture me wanting to like not do this. And that was the crucible in my life. That was the bridge. That was the moment of courage. That's where I had a choice. And all my subconscious was saying to me was, I don't know what love is. I don't, admittedly. But I know what it's not. And it's not that.
It's not being controlled. Yes.
Right. But I saw it for the first time, Andrea. And here's what I said. Listen to me. This is courage. I told myself in that moment, like he was, you know, like when people are talking and you're like, it's like a movie's being played, but you're not there, but you're like in here. Yep. This is what I told myself. I would rather, I pictured this, live in a cardboard box and beg for food for the rest of my life on the corner of Foothill Boulevard in Rancho Cucamonga, which is where I lived, than to never know what love really is. Than to never know who I really am, than to never discover what I really want. And that was the moment that changed my life. I faced my fear of not being loved, not being accepted, of losing it all. I ended up giving up the real estate career. I let everything go to discover my truth. And that is why I'm here today.
That is a fucking amazing story. And I think, I think about that pastor who was a saint in disguise. Right?
Without him, but Andrea, this is where I teach everyone. There's no right or wrong.
Yeah.
Everything is perfect. Everything is what our soul has called in for us to experience in the perfect way that we need to experience it to get us to wake up. And the universe keeps sending it to us.
Yeah.
And it's just our choice and our decision to like wake up or not. And that's it.
Well, and I mean, that to me is such a incredible metaphor that he was a messenger that you could have either said, oh, okay, and I'm going to capitulate. Or you said, fuck it. I'm going to go live my truth. I'm going to feel what real love feels like. I'm going to know myself. And that, I mean, I feel like so many of us, we face these kind of obstacles, and relationships that challenge us, and we either capitulate or we choose courage, like you did. How long ago was that, Danny?
6 years ago.
Wow. Okay, so you've done a freaking lot. 6 years.
I did a lot.
I mean, complete transformation.
Complete. And if you, for shits and giggles, just go on my Instagram and just scroll. And I was that guy that posed with the suit and the car. And
let's pull some of those up.
This is who I am. And my heart's desire is just to help people like get out of the shit that life is trying to tell you need to be, and find yourself. Find you.
Yeah. Well, totally. And what is so personal to me, just even over the last handful of days, is I have taken this idea of surrender so fucking seriously. And it has been like, I mean, this subtle, really subtle, but significant feeling, because I'm, like I said, recovering workaholic, recovering achievement addict, all that stuff. And, and I have a lot of ambitions for myself. And then it's like, but I'm joyful. I'm grateful. I'm excited. I love what I do. I'm surrounded by the most fucking incredible people. I love myself. I have fun every day. I'm like, oh, I've got it all.
Where do you live?
Colorado. After 19 years in New York City, got out of there.
You need to come to Awaken.
Okay. Well, just to give everybody who's listening a taste, talk for a couple minutes about Awaken. When is it next, and how do people find out about it or get signed up for it?
Awaken is Labor Day weekend in Anaheim, California, right next to Disneyland. Awaken is essentially the most profound 3-day experience in the history of human life for human beings.
That's a big claim, Danny.
If it is not that, I'll buy everybody a house.
All right.
When you come at the
I'm
end
gonna
of
come.
day 3 and you are crying your eyeballs out at experiencing how much has unlocked within you, you'll be like, oh my God, you're right. People say it's like 30 years of therapy in 3 days, because that's the thing. The thing is that what most don't realize is that therapy is again, it's the mind. It's the mind.
Totally.
And it's someone, I'm not making it wrong, by the way, and it's someone outside of you that is helping to unlock the mind. What makes Awaken different is I simply guide you to have an experience with you to help you heal you. That's real transformation and real power. And we deal with, everything from sexual trauma to your limiting beliefs, to your blockages around money, to whatever's holding you back from attracting your dream partner, to if you're stuck on prescription pain or medications, to one guy, I think his cancer healed. Like, it's really about.
So, Danny, for people that can't make it to Anaheim, is there an online version?
Yes.
Okay.
We have something, it's called Soul Sundays.
Oh, right. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, it's pay what you want.
Okay.
It's the first Sunday of every month.
Okay.
You go there to DannyMorel.com/Soul Sundays.
Okay.
And if you want to come to Awaken, it's DannyMorel.com/Awaken.
And do you do Awaken? How many times a year do you do it? 6
to 8 times a year.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Snap. You guys, this is exciting stuff. Okay. I have a couple last questions. This is a session on wealth and success and professional growth and all that. And I want you, if you're like, wait, what? I want you to understand that everything Danny is saying, because he also talked about having the most amazing relationships and loving your life. To me, it's all inextricably linked, right? And back to this idea of I've had plenty of career success, wasn't the most joyful, highest version of myself at all. Right. And so if you guys are feeling like, well, wait, but I want more. And like, what do I need to do to advance in my career? What Danny is saying, it really becomes meta.
Yeah. The career, the money, the everything will advance when this inside advances.
That's exactly right. And I've experienced it in my own life. So I love this so much. At the same time, I want to drill a little bit deeper into the feminine and masculine, particularly professionally, because you were saying, hey, for those women who then tend to be more masculine in their leadership style and in their professionalism, as somebody who used to do that, I have unlocked so much more success and joy in my career. And I'm such a more effective leader as I've tapped into my feminine.
Yeah, of course.
And so I just want to give that permission. And why wasn't I? Guess why, Danny? I was in my fucking head, right? And I felt like I needed to prove myself. And I was afraid. And I was wearing masks. And I need to show how fucking smart I was. And oh, you know what was really cool before? Oh my God, I feel like you and I can vibe on this. Working 60 hours a week. Oh, look at my badge of honor. I'm such a hard worker. I am on such a rampage to de-glorify the grind, to de-glorify the fucking hustle, because I lived like that.
It's a result of a wound. No one wants to work that hard. No one.
Well, and I even want to reframe this idea of hard work. And I know I'm going to get some pushback here, but I actually don't care. I mean, I was talking to my husband about this the other day. It's like, I don't want to work hard. I want to work joyfully. I want to create. I want to contribute. I even almost want to say, like, forget work. I want to create. I want to
Andrea,
contribute.
here's the highest level. The universe wants to pay you to exist.
Love it.
And when the universe pays you to exist, to just be you in your most beautiful, authentic way, you will never work a day in your life.
Well, amen. And that just be you, that is the work, right? This idea of just, and that's what I'm learning is, and that moment, these moments, and even just the last few days, what I was describing, I mean, once in the swimming pool and sitting outside in the morning and, drinking my tea, it was like, oh, this is what surrender feels like.
That's right.
And it was like,
that?
Yes,
Can you
versus like,
allow
I'm trying to
life to
achieve
be
all these
out
other
of
things.
Yes. You're starting
was
to
like-
get it. Andrea, listen to me. Drop everything and come to awaken. I'm just being honest with you. You're my
Come in
guest.
there.
You're my guest.
All right.
Bring your
All right.
husband. Bring your husband. You're both my
All right.
guests.
Oh my
Because
God.
I can sense you. You're on the cusp. There's still a little more, and we're about
Is
to.
there a big O coming? Is there a big orgasm in my life coming? A big spiritual
I can
orgasm?
sense it. I can sense it. And we're about to help you just get to the next level. And it'd be
High
my
fives, Danny. Oh my God,
Yeah.
that is amazing. Oh, you're the best. Mwah, mwah. All right, so last couple things. So just, I was describing this thing about the feminine versus masculine and talking about myself, but I wanted to ask you, there are some guys listening to this, and then a lot of our, the females and women that are watching are going to want to share this with their husbands and boyfriends. What do you have to say to the guys about in creating wealth and having success? And I realize you're gonna be like, it's all the same, but specifically about tapping into their feminine, because it is a masculine dominated energy we all live in. And I'd love for you to give or give whatever advice you have. I don't know. I'm trying to give the answer to my question.
For the men out there, can you allow yourself to envision and experience a life where you work 1/4 of what you work and earn 5 times more than what you earn? There's a saying that I live my life by, and I want you all to write this down. Make as much money as you want. Just don't work more than 20 hours a week to make it. Now, when I first heard that saying, I was like, wait, how? Like, how is that going to happen? And what most people don't realize, Andrea, is that when we were doing $1 billion a year in sales volume and $40 million a year in revenue, I was working 3 hours a week in that company. If you start to allow yourself to envision that as a possibility, the moment you resist it, the moment you say it's impossible, guess what? You're right. The moment you allow yourself to open yourself up to see it as a possibility, then the questions change. And the questions start saying, well, who would you have to be to make that happen? What would you have to let go of in order for that to become a reality? What would you need to stop doing? Who would you need to hire? Who would you need to invite? Your whole life shifts. And that question was given to me by my mentor, Dr. Meltzer, who passed away. And it changed my life forever. And and then the final thing, and then I'm going to leave you all with this, men, women, everybody. Your number one priority in life is your health. It's your number one priority. And what most of us are doing is making money our number one priority. And when money is your number one priority, guess what you'll do for it? Anything. You'll dishonor yourself. You'll dishonor your body. You'll dishonor your mind. You'll work with people that control you, that are mean to you, all because money is the number one priority. And what I did was I said, from this day forward, my health is my number one priority. That means that my peace is my number one priority. That means I will not, listen to me, guys, for it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter the money. If it causes me an ounce of stress, I won't do it. I just won't do it.
God, Danny, that is
helps
being
me
true to
regain
yourself.
my power.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm able to, I don't work. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt today. I don't work. I don't
That
work.
is freaking awesome. I don't even know what to say. I don't want to say any more than that because you nailed it. I mean, permission granted and received. And such, I mean, I guess I will say this, just like it is such a deconstruction of
That's right.
how we've been programmed. And
And everything I just told you is the feminine.
oh, yes. Yes. Yeah, no, I get it. And it's like you start to unravel this and go, oh, you know, where else can I see those blind spots and uncover the untruths? And I mean, for me personally, as a recovering workaholic, the idea of working so much less and just thriving in my life. And guys, that's for all of us. It's not just for Danny. It's not just for me. It is for all of us. It is a choice.
Everybody.
Only you can make that choice. So if you say I can do that, if Danny can do it, then I can do it.
That's right.
Fuck yeah.
Right.
That's it.
Right. That's right. And that's the beauty of life, is that we're all here to help each other.
That is the beauty of life. All right, Danny, Morel, mwah. You are honestly one of my favorites. Thank you so much for being in our event. And I'm going to see you in Anaheim. Woo! Can't wait. All right. Thanks so much. I look forward to seeing you soon and on Soul Sundays.
Yep. We'll see you then.
Guys, I hope you feel as energized, motivated, activated, inspired as I do, having just had that incredible interview. It's all inside of you. It's all inside of me. Like that clip that we watched when that woman was talking about tapping into her heart, and I got so emotional. All that power, it's inside of us. It really is about shedding the layers, shedding the untruths, challenging the assumptions and the beliefs, all that stuff that has been eclipsing and clouding, getting to our truth, getting to our soul, forgoing ego and all those other external trappings that hold us back. It's there for you. It's there for me. I hope you feel it. I hope you feel so motivated by it. And by the way, this is the exact thing that we are covering in the new Power of Manifestation membership. You've been getting emails on this and a little taste here and there, but honestly, I am so excited to bring this membership circle to you. It is something that I am personally leading and am so excited to be giving birth to, truly, because of sessions like this. Because what has helped me so much on my journey is being reminded of what's true and what I need to do and to feel cheered on along the way. And that's what I want to bring you, because each of us has a unique path, and being able to walk that path with others who are kindreds, who are soul sisters and brothers, it makes the path that much more fun. I think it accelerates that ability to heal and tap into our highest truths. And so that's why we're bringing this membership to you. So you're going to be hearing more about it. I guarantee you it will make your journey, your transformation, that much more fun, that much more effective. Whew. And with that, we will see you in the next session of The Power of Manifestation. Thanks for tuning into this one. I hope you loved it.